is the other thing going on in New York. Migrants accused of trashing the luxury taxpayer-funded hotel that New York is using for them to stay in. A staffer there finally couldn't take it anymore, so he blew the whistle. He says it's total chaos in these hotels, that the migrants are drinking all day, getting into fights, throwing away tons of the daily meals that are being provided to them. Mayor Eric Adams is not having it. Watch this.
We're going to provide food for people. People may have a different cultural taste for certain foods. We can't do that. We can only provide nutrition, food for people.
I mean, you just can't make this up. I mean, it's unbelievable what is happening in these hotels. And while that goes on, Florida's grappling with a surge of migrants arriving on their shores. DeSantis taking action, sending in the National Guard because he claims that he got no help from the president.
What we're doing is working, and so I would just tell the White House, not only has the Coast Guard asked us to help, but we have no choice but to help because of your neglect and incompetence.
And while House sounding like a broken record while attacking the governor, the White House, watch this.
Governor DeSantis has made a mockery of the system, and he has consistently and constantly, as many of you have reported, has done political stunts, has not helped to address the issue, but has instead decided to put the lives of migrants who are coming here for a better life at risk. And that's what we have seen from this governor.
So, Geraldo, let me start with you.
I wonder why.
When I'm reading this story, right, I'm thinking about Lazarus's poem on the Statue of Liberty.
Right.
Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, right? And I'm thinking there's a little tear coming down the Statue of Liberty says when she hears that the food is not exactly what they would like, and there is mayhem going on in these hotels where people are also, according to this whistleblower, having sex in the hallways, getting into fights, domestic abuse is taking place. What is going on?
You're asking me to vouch for the chaos in the hotel, the row. I'm going to gaslight slightly, Martha. I want to read you something from the Carnegie Institute. Quote, immigrants, including illegal immigrants, are less likely to be incarcerated, in prisons, convicted of crimes, or arrested than native-born Americans. That means, mathematically speaking, the more undocumented immigrants you have in a community, the lower the crime rate.
We'll have a safer America.
A safer neighborhood. I don't know who's in that hotel.
Oh my God.
I know that when you have a life like that, it's totally distorted. I don't know the story. I saw I don't know. I don't apologize for it. I don't know anything about it. But I do know.
Why can't you just say that that is despicable?
It is despicable. It's horrible. It's
this
horrible.
way
It's
when
terrible.
you're being brought in.
How can I? I'm not going to defend garbage. I'm not going to defend drinking Corona instead of Modelo. It's that happens. That is on the people in the residents of that hotel. I agree, and I am an absolute 100% supporter of Eric Adams, who I've known since he was a cop. I don't know the circumstances here, and I refuse to say that's about illegal immigrants. That's an outrageous.
They're the only people living in the hotel.
Excess. That's an outrageous excess committed by whoever committed it. But to then smear the entire, there are a million undocumented immigrants in the New York metropolitan area. You never hear about them. You never hear about them in crime stories. You never hear about them hitting people or this or that.
We got it.
You don't.
Go ahead.
You don't.
First of all, let me tell you
this is
something.
the reality.
You know what? That is not the reality, Geraldo. People come here illegally. They decide they're going to enter our country. And to answer your question, Martha, it's horrible. If you want a trash hotel that costs $500 a night, 26,000 immigrants in New York City having $500 a night hotel rooms, that's outrageous. And if they don't like the food, well, that's just too damn bad.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, let me get to the facts here. We don't hear about illegals because we don't know who we are, but I'll tell you who they are. But I'll tell you who we do hear from: the Latin Kings, the MS-13. You want to talk about crime? How do we have 2 million people come into the United States of America totally unvetted? I want to know who's a pedophile. I want to know who beats his wife. I want to know who's a cheat, who drives drunk, who's a thief, who's killed in another country, who's a member of MS-13. Don't give me this hogwash that these are people, they don't commit crimes. We need them for safe for America. That's just BS, and you know it.
That's Carnegie Institute.
I don't give a damn about Carnegie.
I don't see how those statistics are relevant to this discussion. You've got New York City taxpayers. You have homeless veterans on the street in New York who are not being given $500
lawlessness.
I want to get Tyrus and Jesse in here. Tyrus, what do you think?
Well, at least 4 people on judges' list were definitely at the hotel, so we know that we know that to be true. I think that when you look, that behavior is unacceptable, but it also just goes to show that free stuff is never good stuff across the board. Whether you're American or whatever, free stuff never. Although it seems like American citizens can't get free stuff. Right. If you're hungry, like the narrative we're being pushed every day is that how they're seeking asylum and they're oppressed and they're running for their lives for a fresh start in a free place. That is not the behavior you typically see from the people that Geraldo was describing and the people that we're being described. What we're seeing is a free-for-all. We're seeing people that are going yay for Joe Biden, like the floodgates have been opened. The best guess is that 1 million getaways are running around. That's the best guess, which means the really good ones, the really good criminals find a way to sneak in this country. So in New York, what are we doing? If you have the ability to throw food away, means you have too much food. You have too many options. You have too much free money in your pocket. My mother, sometimes we had bologna sandwiches. Have you ever had a bologna sandwich?
Yes.
And if I didn't like, and I wanted to throw it away, but you know what? If I would have thrown it away, I would have had another meal called Miss Meal Cramps, because that was all that was for dinner that night. When you give excess to people who haven't earned it, and that's anyone from any country, this is what we got. We saw in the pandemic with free money, we saw bad behavior. Now we're seeing it with undocumented people who are tearing up hotels like they have another place to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jesse.
Here's how stupid Eric Adams is, Geraldo. He built a tent city that cost millions of dollars on an island in the East River. And they had culturally appropriate food for them. They had tents, they had popcorn machines, they had cribbage. And what does he do, Geraldo? He shuts the whole thing down. Yep. That we paid for, he shut it down. And now he's paying $500 a night hotel rooms, which they trash. They're using hot plates to cook their own food. I understand American food's not the best, but it's a fire hazard. And you should just keep it as a snack. I mean, obviously, if someone gives you a free sandwich and you came here scared you're going to get killed in El Salvador.
Yeah, 2,800 miles.
This could have been a college dormitory.
Keep the sandwich as a snack. Don't throw it away.
That was your college dormitory,
The best thing I can say is they're assimilating because they're trashing hotel rooms and having orgies in Times Square. That's the best I can say, Geraldo.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.